Hello and welcome. This is going to be a 200 word per minute literary dictation, Gaining a Leash on Life, Part 11. And we will begin now. Our experiences, whether being stuck in traffic, stood up for a date, or confronted by mounds of trash, are actually comprised of two separate elements. First, in each of these encounters, there is some real-world event. There is a line of traffic. I am waiting at the restaurant by myself. I see the trash can fill to the top. But, in addition to these real-world events, I am also perceiving and giving meaning to the events, and this is the culprit. What we tell ourselves about the meaning of an event is the source of these emotional reactions. If you voice what was going on inside your head at the moment you were stuck in traffic, running late for an important meeting, would you say, darn, this is a problem. These things happen. This is going to cause some real inconvenience. I may lose the account or have to reschedule this meeting. I'll have to call and let them know I'm not going to be there. Or is your outrage and panic more likely expressed in reaction to your believing, this is unfair, this can't be happening, I can't stand this, I have to be on time, this is a horrible, unbearable, catastrophic situation. The truth be told, if this was a horrible, unbearable, catastrophic injustice, your reactions may make some sense. But it is not. Is it really horrible? Is it unbearable? Or isn't it up to you how you will bear it? Is it a catastrophe or a problem? If you experience life this way as a series of musts and have-tos, then anytime those musts are not met, you will probably experience these situations as unbearable, horrible, and catastrophic. You will believe you really can't stand these events, and you will react with panic or anger. If instead you see problems and mistakes as inconveniences and challenges to work through, then lack of fulfillment simply results in disappointment, not disaster. With this perspective, the traffic jam is just an inconvenience, perhaps significant to you, but not unbearable. Viewing life this way will not raise your blood pressure or cause headaches or engender road rage, all of which do little for moving traffic, but a lot to compound your problems. Keeping a perspective about problems will stimulate you to use your energy to problem solve, which is certainly a lot more desirable. Changing your perspective requires that you surrender the belief that you can define the way the world is supposed to be and replace it with an acceptance of the way the world is. This is not a glass half full perspective. No, what is being suggested is that we accurately identify our reality with its ups and downs and then celebrate that which deserves celebrating and attempt to navigate through that which does not. As the cartoon philosopher Ziggy reminds us, you can complain because the roses have thorns, or you can rejoice because thorns have roses. To which I would add that in seeing both, you will be able to enjoy the flower while minimizing the pricks of the thorns. A Buddhism. Lessons on accepting the world as it is. Bud can be a finicky eater. On more than one occasion, I've seen him approach the bowl, give it a hard look, sniff, and then look at me as if to say, really? What I have never encountered in these situations is an enraged dog. No, he sniffs at the bowl and then after a brief protest, either eats what is there or waits until later. Bud can distinguish between food that he finds less than desirable and food that he can't stand. He accepts what is for what is, nothing worse, and he attempts to make the best of it. This is your lesson, to accept what is and make the best of it. Recognizing the power of thoughts. Keeping a thought journal is a good idea. When you are upset, truly distraught about something that you are encountering in the day that is not the way you feel it is supposed to be, write it down. Perhaps is being stuck in traffic or missing an important meeting, or having to change your plans because of the weather, or having a special meal ruined. Whatever it is, write it down. First describe the event, be a careful observer, write down the actual events of the day. Later, reread or simply reflect on the things that was so upsetting. Can you hear that voice going off in your head? Write down what you are saying to yourself about the event. Now, take a moment to look at your reactions, your feelings and actions. Do they really seem to make sense in light of the actual event? Or do they only make sense once you take notice of how you have interpreted the event? Taking life as it is. As your journal writing will show, life doesn't always go the way we wish. That is disappointing, and it can be truly inconveniencing. But it is as it is until we try to resolve it. In the meantime, taking life as it is, only that bad and no worse, may prove less upsetting. Catch your breath, read what you wrote, and ask yourself the following. Is this a situation that I really can't stand, or is it merely undesirable, something I wish didn't happen? Remember that you in fact are standing it, but you may be standing it poorly. Replace and I can't stand it with thinking this is not the way I wanted things to go. It is inconvenient and disappointing, but not a catastrophe. What could I do at this moment to make the situation more productive and more enjoyable, even if only by a little bit? You are accepting the event as is and not making it bigger, worse, or more damaging than it really is. If this were the way you saw the event, how would you feel? How would you act? Okay, that is the end of part 11. Part 12 is to follow, and I will see you on part 12.